This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So now session started recording.
Yeah, okay, sir.
So you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Yeah. Initially, first, generally I want stores one value. So how can we store in Java? Tell me. So we can take one data type and we can assign that information to particular variables.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
if I want to store the information, so generally we use just if we want to store single value, which we can use primitive
Uh,
data types with variables. So in variables we can store the single value. So if it is
okay.
related to string, I can store string of string type is equal to 10. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for storing the information, single value that can be stored in the variable. Okay, now coming to I want to store multiple values. So I want to store the multiple values. Let's take array. Array can holds the more than one value, right?
Right, right.
So there we can store the multiple values. Okay.
Yes.
Now coming to array only.
Hmm.
So in array we can store only similar type of objects, right? Am I true?
Yeah, right.
So like if I'm storing to integers, I need to store only integer. Okay, like this. So
Okay.
once I define this array and store the information, okay.
Yes, right.
Initially, what I will do is I will declare my array with size 5.
Hmm.
But if
Yes.
I'm trying to store my array at 60th position, can I store it?
No.
No. Why? Because so my I already defined the size of array is
5.
5.
Yes.
But if I'm storing more than that position, like 60th position, so I will get the out of bound exception.
Correct.
Means I want to tell arrays are fixed in nature.
Size. Yes.
We can store the similar type of elements and these are fixed in nature. But
Yes.
okay, I told similar type of elements we can store, right?
Right.
But
Yes.
in let's take one example, that is object array. So in object array, so object is parent class for all child classes, right?
Yes.
So we can store the different type of objects.
Okay.
Like I can store it first position employee, in second position I can store some particular person. Okay,
Okay.
so I can store the different type of objects in object array, but
Hmm.
coming to size, these are fixed in nature. So
So,
I cannot store this uh,
sir, I have a
the
question.
objects at position 6. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, in this object array, we can store integers, we can store strings, any type of data type.
Yes, you can try that. Okay.
Okay.
So if we are trying to do that, just see whether we are getting compile time error or not. Okay. You can try.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, so two things I told. Okay. I want store the different type of elements and my size should not be fixed. So based on our requirement, whenever it is going to be full, so this size should be increased. Either it can be doubled or it can be 50%, or we can use any formula, like we can increment till 75%, like
Okay.
that. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So based on our requirement, we can increase the size. So how can we do that? How can we do this thing? So here collections came into picture.
Why, sir?
Okay. Hello.
Yes. So why?
Generally, I want to show the different type of elements.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
it's
next,
lists and all.
yes, I will talk about that. So I want to show the similar type of
Yeah.
elements. And
Okay.
next, I want uh, increase the size dynamically. So I define the array size initially with the 10, but whenever that already 10 elements are going to be stored, then that size should be doubled.
Okay.
How can we do it? So collections are doing that work. So what collections will do is, collections will store the similar type of similar type of elements into single entity.
Okay.
Okay, you
Yeah.
can remember this, and these are growable in nature.
Okay.
So these are the reasons to go for the collections. So
Okay.
most of our Java applications dealing with collections. Okay,
Yes.
you should be very perfect in collections. So I want to
Yes.
show the collection hierarchy. So what is collection hierarchy? Uh, 1 minute.
Yes.
I want to show the diagram.
Okay.
So you got it. What is the purpose of collections?
Yes, sir. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So here there were different interfaces are there. So those
Yes.
interfaces having the implementation classes. So whatever you are seeing here, right, in blue color,
Okay.
those are interfaces,
Yes. Okay.
and remaining things are implemented classes. So you are
Yeah.
seeing in green color as well as the red color. Okay,
Yes.
there were things like collections is interface. It contains it is extended by the set
Okay.
and queue and
Yes.
list, set, queue, and
Yes.
map is not subclass for the
Collection.
subinterface for the collections. It's a separate concept. So when we go for map, and it contains same thing like it is extended by the abstract map and implemented classes. Okay, so we
Yes.
have interface like sorted map and navigable map. Okay, just
Yes.
I will recap. Here there were different interfaces and it contains different implementation classes. So mostly we are dealing set, list, queue, and map. Okay, we are not
Yes.
so much into for this DQ. Okay,
Okay.
and collection is extended by the set is extended by the sorted set is extended by
Yeah.
navigable set. So coming
Okay.
to uh, list is only one interface. It is extended by the abstract class.
Okay.
Sorry, implemented classes implements the interfaces.
Yeah. Right.
Interface extends the interface. Remember this. So whichever in thick lines, that will be extended symbol. Oh, you are
Yes.
seeing this here, right? Dotted
Yes.
lines are implementation and these are the extended things. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, now I will go through one by one. Okay, I'm going
Okay.
to the workspace now. So
Okay.
you got it right. So
Yes.
before going to that, just I want to tell what are the implementation classes of list. So list is extended by the abstract class, and
Yes.
now abstract class is extended by the sequential list, and
Okay.
implemented classes are array list and vector,
Vectors.
and linked list is the subclass for the abstract
Sequential
list.
list. Yeah.
Next, coming to set. So that is it is extended by the implemented by the abstract set, and
Yes.
it is implemented by the as set and linked as set. So next I will tell when we will go for the list, and when we will go for the set, and when we will go for the map and its implementation clauses.
Okay.
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 Now just I will explain about this hierarchy and the classes today. Tomorrow I will explain about the cursors. How can we looping, and how can we iterate through the collections, and how can we do the sorting, and what are the utility classes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Now collections interfaces.
So, are we gonna study data structures also?
Yes, before not all data structure, just you should be know about those data structures, but just I will tell what it is.
So, I
Okay.
mean, sir, I know list and linked list arrays and all. I just have some problem with trees. So, can we like in the end, can we study about trees? I mean, after all the lectures.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So because
Okay.
I'm going, yeah, I know it. You people know, right? So that is
Yeah.
what I'm covering like very fastly. If not, I will go step by step and what exactly that why we are doing, how we are doing. Like it's if I want to talk about list itself, it can take more than 1 to 2 classes. But
Yes,
now
sir.
in this class, I am going to cover about all these things, whichever you know and whichever you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
got
Yes,
it
sir.
right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So coming to list, just I want to show the list. So why we go for the list? So list is used to store the. I want to start. When we'll use list, tell me.
Uh, when we have like different type of data types,
Okay.
and when the size is not fixed.
Okay. Size. You are talking in terms of size. Next.
Uh,
Can we store the duplicate elements?
yes, sir.
Duplicate elements next. So how these are going to be stored?
In the array list.
Yes, so they will follow the insertion order. So however we inserted, elements are going to be inserted. So
Yes, sir.
generally uh, we'll tell like this. So these are the common for all collections, right? These two
Right.
points I want to remove. So list store the elements in the form of insertion order, and we can store the duplicate elements. So coming to set, there were different points to be discussed. Whenever we discuss about the implementation classes, I will discuss about those points. So coming to set, so when we store the elements in set,
So I
insertion
have
order won't be followed, it follows the hashing.
sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So, sir, arrays also store duplicate values, right?
Yes.
So, what is the point in making lists if arrays also if array are also storing duplicate values?
Yes, so we are doing the same thing in arrays too, but coming to size, fixed in nature, right? Now,
Okay.
so for differentiating the collection classes, just I am talking about the duplication and insertion order.
Okay.
So this is internal. So whatever you told is it's related to all collections.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm. So I want to differentiate it between the list and set. How can we do? So when I go for the list, when I go for the set,
Okay.
okay, that is what I want to tell. And no insertion are followed and hashing concept is implemented internally. And next, can we store the duplicate elements? We
Yes.
cannot store,
Okay.
and if we want store the elements in that, it stores the elements but it won't give the error at runtime. But there were some different rules, so I want to discuss about those rules. So as of now, no duplicates elements will be stored. Okay, remember
So,
like that. Okay,
so sir, what do you mean by no insertion in set?
no insertion order follows. So I'm storing the elements. First I stored 1, after that I stored 5, after that I
Okay.
stored 10. So
Okay.
in same order, in same insertion order follows to store the element. So where it
Okay.
will be done, it's done only list. But when I'm printing my array, it can be
Mhm.
stored. We can get elements like 10 or 5 or 1. So any
Okay.
order we can get. So we cannot expect same order 10,
Okay.
1, 5 also. So
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
no insertion order follow. Okay,
Okay.
now
Yeah.
set is completed, right? Now
Okay.
coming to map. Okay, till now I am storing single entity, similar entities in similar entities at one group. So we are
Yeah.
going for list and set. Okay, but I want store the elements in the form of key value pair.
So
For
map.
every whatever entity I want store in the form of key and value. So I
Okay.
need to identify my
Value and
entities
key.
with the keys. So now
Yes.
I can give one key for it, and I can store the elements related to that particular key.
Yes.
Okay, so if I
Yes.
want deal with key value format, we'll go for the map.
Map. Map. Okay.
Coming to queue, before processing something, I want keep that in particular collection. Before processing, I want keep that in particular collection. So then I will go for the queue. Before processing, I want to do something. So where can I go and where can I store my element is queue. Let's take one example. Okay, I am writing my mail.
Okay.
Whenever I'm writing, before sending, my mails are going to be stored in one particular queue. Either it may be in dropped, right? If
Okay.
that is not, after clicking on send, if it is not delivered, that is going to be stored in the outbox. Okay, so before processing, before sending the mail, that is going to be either stored in the dropped or outbox. So there we are queuing the information into these collections. Okay,
Okay. Yes. Yes.
next, what are the implementation classes for list? Uh, okay, we have different interfaces too, right? So what is the navigable set? So if you want navigate through the sets, then like I want to go from one element to another element. That is the navigable set. And one more thing is sorted set.
Okay.
Sorted set means I have stored the elements in one particular set, and I want to sort them. Then I need to use this method which are defined in sorted set. Coming
Okay.
to map, so there is a navigable map. I think I haven't listed here, and sorted map. So every interface. So I'm showing the interfaces now. List. Every interface extends the collection, like list, set, and map. not map,
Okay.
queue, and it contains different methods.
Yes.
Whenever we extend this list, we can use all those methods. Okay, whichever you can go through this method. What are the methods? And you can go to the documentation. This is list, and I want to show the set. So how are you seeing this? Generally, I want to see these API classes. What you can do is you have to add the source to our project. Okay. So how can we do these all available in the JRE class, right?
Yes.
Remember this point. This is the very important point. So
Yes.
generally you won't see everything in the form of executable format only. So how can we add this?
Uh,
So you have to add this, and there is separate approach. Uh, I will tell about that whenever situation comes. But thing is, uh, if these are not available, what will happen is you will see the only different code. You won't see the proper code whichever you are seeing here. So then you have to click, like there is an option, add source SRC. So you can click on that. So once you click on that, you can navigate to the particular folder where is our Java. So like generally we store program files Java and bin, right? So navigate till there and select the Java
folder.
JDK. So you can add this folder wherever bin is there. Navigate till there, and there you are seeing the SRC, right?
Yes. Right.
Yes, you can select this folder and you can see the code. Any API classes you can do like this. So you can add source into your project. If it is not, if it is API classes, you will see edit source or add source. There is option. Whenever click on this class, you can see the option. There you can click on it. I don't remember exactly where. Firstly, we can do by adding this source. I don't remember that one, but I will let you know tomorrow. Next, coming to set. So set
Okay.
contains methods like everything. Generally, what we are doing is just we are adding, removing, replacing, and reading. These are the operations we can do on sets. So remove, add, remove, contain all, add all, retain all, remove, clear, equals. Different methods are there. I want to explain about these methods only, but it takes time. So you people know these methods, right? That's
Right.
what I'm not going to explain these methods.
Okay.
Okay, my focus is on how we can do the sorting, comparison, and utility, how we can use the utility clauses. Today is just like revising for you people. Okay.
Okay.
Next, so I will go in depth whenever I explain the implementation classes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so list, set, and coming to queue.
Okay.
So how we can what I'm doing is I'm pressing the control shift T, means I'm seeing the type of this particular classes or interfaces. So you
Okay.
people are using Mac or Windows?
Also Windows.
Windows. So you can in Eclipse, you can press the Control Shift T. Then you
Okay.
can see. So
Yeah.
coming to, okay, again I open list only. Q, Control Shift T. So we have different queues. One is in AWT, one more is in utils. That is in JRE.
Yes.
Yeah. So now here, see, what are the elements? Add, offer, remove, poll, and element. So before coming to this, even collections also have different methods. So what are the methods available in this? So we can check the size and empty, whether that collection is empty and whether particular object contains, and we can iterate and we can convert that particular collection into array. Can we convert arrays to collections and collections to arrays? That is different concept, I will explain. And we can add the element, remove element. So we can check whether elements contains and add all. We can add the one collection into another collection directly using the add all. And remove all, we can remove the collection, one collection from other collection, and remove heap. And if collection exists, we can remove, else it will return the false. Return all, and it gives only uh, it removes the similar type of elements, I think so. Just I will explain about that also. And if I want store the, if I want to clear the elements, if I want to remove the elements from the collection, you can use the clear. And equals hash code is coming from the object class itself, right? And splitter, and we can split the collection into different collections. And stream and parallel stream, these are Java 8 features, stream and parallel stream. So we can work on the streams, and we can pass the collection to the stream, and we can do parallel processing or stream processing. Like it's a different concept. Don't worry about this streaming and parallel. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
I just sent Java and JDBC material. Please share only cover topics, content by copy and create a new file. Okay, just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually Rahul pinged me, and just I want to
Mhm.
reply him.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, next I want to show the map. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
we have to think what are the methods available. Okay, next, map size. So it contains, every collection contains like size. We can check whether that particular class is empty or not. Size, empty, contents, get, these are all common things, but method names are different. So if you want add the information in collections, we have to use add, but in map we can use the put. So we can add, we can remove, we can put the collections, add all, it's working like add all, or we can clear. So we are storing in the format key and values format, right? We can get the all keys and all values, or else we are storing in the form of entries. So we can get the entry set. And equals hash code is from coming from the mm, object class. Get was default is the Java 8 feature. For each also Java 8 feature. So for looping through collections, we need to use the for each. And we can replace, like same thing. What thing is, we can think about adding, removing, and reading, and replacing. These are the major things. Okay, you got it right. So
Yes,
now
sir.
I will go for the implementation classes.
Yes.
Interfaces are done, right?
Yes, done.
Coming to list, what are the implementation classes? Implementation classes for list or
A relation vector.
array list and
Vector.
linked list and vector. Okay, so
Yes.
so every time I will talk about these points, whatever I mentioned. So can we store the duplicate elements in particular collection
Uh,
or not? Can we
yeah.
follow are we following the insertion order? Can we
Okay.
store the different elements, different type of elements, which are not similar type? We can store the integers, we can store the strings, we can store the uh, some other like float, double like also. Okay, and
Yes.
can we insert the null? So if we can insert, how many nulls we can insert? So what are the interfaces implemented by my particular class? Okay, and which is the best? So for which purpose we can use? Can we retrieve? Whether it is for better for retrieving or reading or insertion purpose. Okay, and what is the default size? Whether these are synchronized or not. If these are not synchronized, how can we make them as the synchronized? And what is the default capacity and what formula they are internally using? And what is the
Okay.
data structures used inside this array list? Okay,
Okay. Yes.
I want to talk about them. Okay,
Yes.
now see array list AL. So how can you use array list? So just I want to check. First, I want to show what it is implementing. It is
Okay.
extending abstract class and implementing random access, clonable and serializable. Can I tell that this array list is a random collection? So I can access the elements randomly by using the index. So
Yes.
in array list totally we are dealing with the index. So if we are dealing with index means we can easily get the information. So when it is best, I will tell about that type. But just remember array list implements list, random and clonable and serializable. So what is serialization? What is cloning? I will explain later. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Cloning is taking a copy, but just I want to give one to two line statements. What is cloning? Cloning is the
Mhm.
taking the copy of particular objects. Okay, we use dot clone method, right?
Yes.
Yes, like same concepts only. Hmm? What is serialization? Serializable. So when we can make our class as the serializable. Serialization means I have one object I want permanently stored somewhere. Either
Okay.
it can be on some particular disk or it may be a different system, or I can say somewhere, some other place. Just I want persist my class in the form of bytes or different format. Okay. So for that, what I will do is I will need to serialize my object. I am the sender, you are the reader. I want send my class, my object to you. I have some particular information. How can I send my object to you? I need to serialize my object and I need to send it through network, and from your side you have to deserialize the object and you need to get the proper content. Why should I do it? Tell me. If I am sending directly data, that if the data is visible to all, anyone can hack it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So for that purpose, we are not allowing to access or corrupt the data whichever I am sending through network. So I am serializing and sending the object to you, and from your side you have to deserialize the same object. You have to get the proper content. This is the process of serialization.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Next, array list. So what are the points I discussed? Okay. So what are the interfaces implemented, and we need to go for the we need to look for the implementation, sorry, constructors. What are the different type of constructors here? One is array list, one more is array list with parameter, array list with
Collection.
collections. Okay, these are the three parameters they used, and you have to go through the methods. What are the methods defined in list, whichever we can use in array list, and what are the extra methods defined in array list? Okay,
Okay.
you are getting.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I shown the collection constructor. One is default argument constructor, one more is the array list collection with, I can pause the another collection. So I have array list 1 and I am creating array list 2. So how can I directly send this all collection, that is array list 1 to array list 2? I can use this one. Okay,
Okay.
I will show. So this is a default one, right? I
Yes.
want send this array list to new one. Let's take here. What I am doing is whatever available in array list, so those all will be available in array list. How I'm simply doing is just passing my collection to
Okay.
array list 2. Let's think this is a 1, this is 2. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I will just, you can discuss about I can discuss about the only some of the methods whichever we generally uses. So how can we store is like add method. Okay,
Okay.
can we store the null values? We can
Yes.
store it. So if we don't, it will show the error. Sometimes even if it is not shown, at runtime it will throw the exception.
Okay.
Okay, now see, just now I told about add, now I am talking about add all. So I define the one array list and directly using add all. So this is one more collection array list, right?
Yes.
So previously I send it through the constructor. Now from method I am passing. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
so whatever available I can see in this. Next,
Okay.
see removing. So you have to care about this remove. Generally it takes the object. Okay, and
Okay.
one more thing, if you are trying to remove, so it is taking index. There are two signatures, two overloaded methods. One is index based one more is the object based. In collections I have 1 2 3 4 5. I want to remove the element at 0th position. How can I do
Okay.
it? By generally what we think is, if you want element at particular position we can use 1 or 0 or
Okay.
2 like this. But if I want to remove the element, so what can I use? I can use the object type like this, integer. So here I want to remove the 1. So can I use directly like this, remove of 1? If I
Yes.
am trying to remove element at 2 will be removed.
Right.
If I want to remove that particular element, we have to use like this. Okay, in collections we need to deal with objects, right? So but this signature is matching with the remove with index, where we can, in which position we can remove the
Index.
element.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So this is the best for, here we are dealing with indexes, right? So we can directly get the information easily based on the index, but I want to store the information. If I want to store or delete the information, so what will happen? Let's take generally paint. So array list internally uses global array list, right?
Yes.
So this is my array.
Okay.
Now I have array. Let's take simply. Okay, I have 1 2 3 here. 1 here 2. My array contains like this.
Okay.
Okay, now
Yes.
I can based on index. This index is like they follow 0 1 2 3.
Three.
So I
Yes.
want to get the element which is at this position. Just I can use get up 0th position or second
Second.
position, like array dot get 2. I will get the element which is at this place. Now I
Yes.
want to remove the element at second position. I want to remove this.
Yes.
If I remove this, I need to reorder this array, right?
Uh,
So
why?
again, I so this position is going to be empty, right? That time,
Yes.
yes. So that's what I need to bring this 3 to this position and 4 to this position, right?
Yes.
So here we are doing some extra work, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is not best for the
Compiler.
update or delete operations. Okay, just for
Yes.
reading is better only. Randomly we can get the elements. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that is what I want to tell. And one more thing you have to remember is how can we iterate through the collections. One is using the for loop, and one more thing using the iterator. How can we
Okay.
do it? I will tell later. So in this
Okay.
here, just I mentioned the using iterator.
Okay.
If I use iterator, if iterator just in collections we have iterator object, and iterator contains method like are there any elements. If there are any element, as next will be true.
Okay.
Okay, are you seeing this? And for getting the next element, you need to call like iterator dot next element. Okay, this is the
Yes.
signature to get the uh,
To remove.
reading the collection, we can tell like this. Okay,
Okay.
okay. And one more thing, some of the collections are synchronized, but array list is not synchronized. What is synchronized? If we talk about the threads, only one thread need to be operated on particular method or particular object, then we can make them as the synchronized. For thread safety purpose, we are making them as the synchronized. Okay, now
Okay.
see, are the methods or synchronized in array list? No, right?
Yes.
Are you seeing synchronized? No.
Yes.
If it is
Yeah.
synchronized, these methods can be kept as the synchronized methods. So, but I want to make this as the synchronized. So how can we do? By using the collections dot unmodifiable collection. So I'm making my collection as the synchronized collection. Okay. So every time I'm talking about these points only. Wherever you, whatever collection you can talk, you have to discuss about this. Whether this is going to be stored duplicate elements, whether insertion order followed, whether different objects are storing, and can we store the null values, and what are the interfaces implemented, and what is the purpose for this? Can we use it for retrieval purpose or insertion purpose? And whether it is a synchronized or not. If not, how can we do? What is the default size? And what is the data structure used inside? Okay, now coming to linked list. It is like array list only, but what internally implements? See, can we store the duplicate elements?
Yes.
We can. Can we? Can insertion order follows? Linked list internally store the follows the double linked list. That is a data structure. What is the linked list? So generally, coming to double linked list, what it will do is, it is the, let's consider this is one node. Okay,
Yes.
one node, and it stores the information of previous node and information of next node, and middle it shows the data. Here data is stored, so internally maintains the links between the different nodes. This is a node structure. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, this is data structure used inside it. And see, whether it is it implements the serializable, vulnerable, but not random access, but not random
But
access. So, like, can we access the element based on the index?
mm, no.
No, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Correct.
can we tell this is the random collection? No, just
Yes.
we are following some sequence, which is we followed for insertion. Okay.
Yes. It gives error.
Yeah. It won't give error, but logically it should not, right?
Yes. Correct.
I want to extend linked list, or you can directly use of linked list in your class. Linked list. Okay. Now, next, best for insertion of elements in the middle of deletion and insertion. Let's take here what I did is, in arrays I need to move these elements from that this position to this position and this position to this position, right?
Yes.
So if there are thousands of elements, I am doing it second position only, but I need to operate on 1000 elements. Is this good? No, right?
Yeah. No.
But if it is a linked list, simply what I have to do is, okay, I remove this node. Okay, what I have to do is, just I need to link this node to this node. How can I link? Like, just I need to link. So every node contains the next node address, right?
Yes.
Instead of moving all elements, just whatever address given to this 3, just I am storing in 1. So do I need to bother about other elements?
No.
No, right? So is this best for insertion or not? Sorry,
Uh,
deletion.
I guess yes.
Yeah. Yes, we are doing only one step here directly. For insertion also, it's very easy. Just we are storing address of this node to this node, and we are not dealing about other things.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
That is what I want to tell here. And it is worst choice for retrieval operation. I want to retrieve the 100th position element. So from starting onwards, I need to navigate till 100. But if I use the array list, I can directly use the index of that particular element. So get of 100. I will get the element which is at 100th place. But here I need to looping through from first element to 100th element. That is not good. Okay.
Okay.
What is the default capacity? Default capacity is empty for this. Okay. Now by using the linked list, what we can implement, whether either this is used inside stacks and queues. Okay. So what are the methods they introduced in this? There were different methods, but these are the things like we can add it for the first position, last position, or we can remove element at first position and last position.
Last, yes.
Yes. What are the what is the data structure used this? Double linked
Double.
list, right?
Yes.
Okay, these are the implementation classes. Okay, should I show the demo for this?
Mm, yes, sir, if you can.
Yeah, nothing we will do is, so whenever you practice these collections, what you can do is just copy paste and simply copy paste, change this type. Generally we used to write interface here, right?
Yes.
So next here we can write the implementation class. So I want to make this as the linked list, right? Simply.
Uh,
Is it needed to write whole program and typing one more time? Not required. Just copy paste, change the implementation class,
okay.
and operate on this. Just try to uh, see all methods like printing size, what is the size, getting element, what it contains, can we operate, can we remove, can we add all collections, like that you can see. Okay, so just now I'm printing. So what is my sequential order? First I inserted 3, next I inserted oh my god, next I inserted what I inserted 2 4 1. So same insertion order is followed main method. Now so what I'm doing, I'm displaying that collection.
Okay.
So here just I'm storing 3 2 4 1, but I can store the employee object also, employee person, any object, any customized objects we can store. So whenever we are doing comparisons and sorting, I will tell about this. So compile type errors, where is this? Didn't I store? Are you seeing any compile time error here? Yes.
No.
So one extra parenthesis is there.
Okay.
Okay, 3 to 1. So how can we looping through these elements? Previously I show the iterator, right? Now I will show
For
using
loop.
the loop. So I am getting the int element, right?
Yes.
Simply here after colon you can use the list
That, yeah.
and here you can get the element type. What is that element? Why it is giving element? So we are getting object type. Okay.
Okay.
So now you can print here.
So
That
why
is int.
object?
You can convert into int also. Just I will. So here why it is showing in collections? Just we are dealing with objects through wrapper classes, right?
Okay.
Am I true? So if
Yes.
I
Okay.
want to use, you can use int also. How can you use it? That is concept. So here your array list contains of integer type, right?
Okay.
Okay, integer int element. Okay, you can convert this into object. So generally it stores the objects, right?
Yes.
You can typecast it.
Okay.
Uh, Give me a minute.
So I guess they should
No, no, wait. Okay, I will
object and
explain about this.
yeah.
So generally it is of type object. Okay,
Okay.
so you can
Yes.
use it. Why we are getting that error, I will tell. So that is internally source objects, but we are trying to get that primitive types. That is because of that we are getting that error. So we got it right.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I will go for the next collection. Okay.
Okay.
748, right? Oh, so set. So what are the implementation classes? One
Ha
is
hash set,
asset,
preset, and reset.
linked asset, and reset.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, simply what I can do is I can duplicate same points I am discussing in all collections. Okay.
Okay.
Can we store the duplicate elements?
No.
Not allowed. So if you are trying to store, it won't give compilation error, but at runtime it won't show in the collection. Okay. When
Yes.
it is not showing, when it is showing, I will tell. So whether it is following insertion order, no, it will be inserted based on the hash code. Can we insert the null? Only once. Why only
Okay.
once? If I insert more than once, what will happen? Can we store the different objects? Yes, we can. And what are the implementation classes? Serializable, clonable, but not the random access.
Okay.
So when is the best? When we used to this asset, what is the best? So for frequent operations of search, for searching, it is a best thing. So why means, so if we follow index, again we need to identify that particular index. For finding that index, it may take more time, but if we apply the hashing concept, hashing means randomly they are picking particular codes for that particular address and navigating to that address and trying to get the element from the address.
Okay.
And so in asset duplicates are not allowed, but if we are trying to, we can insert the duplicates, it won't give the compile time error, but it gives simply return.
False.
So when I'm trying to add, it returns the false. What is the default capacity if we are dealing with hashing concepts? So default capacity is 16%. What is load factor? I haven't explained about this load factor. I will explain about that.
Okay.
So let's take this. There is a constructor. What is that constructor? This is default constructor, right? One more
Hmm.
is the constructor with collection.
Parameter.
One more is capacity along with the load factor. What is capacity? What is load factor? Capacity is size of the collection, right?
Yes.
Load factor. So what is load factor? So whenever my size is going to be reached, I define size of this is 15, okay, or 17. whenever this size is going to be, sorry, whenever 75% of objects inserted into collection, this size is going to be increased dynamically. Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Load factor is the percentage of size of that particular collection. Okay, 17. So I store the 75% of, let's take 100. I store the 75% of objects, means I store the 75 elements. So what is the load factor? Based on this load factor, my size is going to be doubled at 76 element. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So whenever it reaches 78 element, the size is going to be doubled or dynamically increased. They internally use this particular concept to increase the size. Okay,
Mm.
based on that they use some formulas. You are seeing, right? As set size 75% plus 1 and 6 is the default capacity. They are using particular formulas. Okay, based on that formula they are increasing the size of particular collection. But when it is increasing, whenever we reach the 75%, this size is going to be increased. So internally word data structure used as table is used. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, coming to linked asset. So if we store the elements in based on async concepts, means shall we get the elements in same order?
No.
No, we can store like anywhere. Means we won't get the proper order. Okay, so initially I stored B, C, D, Z, and I'm storing null values. So first time I stored one null value, and second time I'm storing one null value. So if I'm trying to print this set, what will get? Should I get only one null value or more than one null value? Only one
One.
null value. Okay, now I'm trying to add the element integer 10. These are the strings, and I stored null, that is object, and again I'm storing to integer object. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm adding one more object, that is add.z. So this is a duplicate element I'm trying to store. If I'm trying to store duplicate element, what this add method will return? False, right?
Yes. False.
If you are trying to store, we'll get the
False
C,
statement.
false one. Why it is not display? It should display the, okay, in asset we have to see that. Where is, what is my class? That is asset, right? This is the asset. Here we can see. So see, this is the thing how we can attach the source. You will get, if there is no source, this is the machine understandable code, but not programmer understandable code. So for that you have to click like add attached source or change attached source, and you can go click on external source and navigate till Java JDK SRC. So select that. Okay,
Okay.
now so I'm printing my set and I'm checking the size. So what is the size of this? Z is duplicate one, null is also duplicate one, and 1 2 3 4 5 5 size should be 5. And again I'm here I'm trying to remove the elements and I'm trying to print. See, just you have to practice like this. false, null, 10, B, C, D. So is it in order? First thing, no.
Yes. I will know.
No. And what is the size of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So
Right.
even though I stored Z 2 times and null value 2 times, internally it is taking only once. And okay,
Yes.
next we will talk about this remove. So size is done, right? If I'm trying to remove, so if this element already exists in that list, what it will return? What is the signature for this? Boolean. And
Yes.
remove method returns the boolean and it takes the object. Okay. So if
Mm,
element exists, it returns true. If element not exists, it returns false. I'm trying to remove the element which is not exist here. That is some particular R. So what I will what I will get? I will get the
all.
false for this. Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Now I'm trying to store the strings, null, and integer object. If I'm trying to store these elements like objects like imply, string buffer. So in that situation, what will the output? Whether we can store the, whether it will give the only unique elements or whether this will be give the what duplicate elements. Let's take. I will give an example. Yes, comparator strings by value of. Okay, here itself I want to do. This is Java bean, right? So Java bean contains bean ID and bean name. Okay. So in my linked list or sorry, in my asset, I want to store the elements. What elements I want to store? Asset bean. Asset dot add of new Java bean. For Java bean, I need what I need to pass. I need to pass the integer and bean name. Raju. What is this? Okay, right? So spelling mistake. So I'm trying to store the same element 2 times. Okay, let's see what it will print. So I'm checking this dot to string.
Yes.
Okay, so I need to check whether I want to remove this. What I did is I removed the sorted set. It is not implementing anything. Let's see. So what is our output should be? Our output should be only one value, right? But you are seeing two things, right? Duplicate.
Okay.
It should consider only duplicate single object, right?
Right.
Why it is giving? Why is not giving for this strings, integers, and other things? Okay. So whenever we store the information in set, this should be comparable. Means either that should be implement comparable or that should be means particular object should be
Comparable.
sorted. It should implement sorted set or preset. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Now what I want to do, what I will need to do. So for making this, generally we have to, so forget about that comparable and comparator. So you need to override the equals and hash code. Equals and hash code. Why strings are giving proper output means only in 5 minutes I'm going to wrap up with sets itself. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So why string is giving proper answer? Have we override the hash code? Right? Hash code method is there. So they have written some particular logic. If my class won't override the hash code method means which class will be executed? Which method will be executed? Object class hash code method will be executed. Let's see. So what is the method and hash code? So hash code. Are they written any code inside this?
Mm,
No. Means they are not doing anything. They are not calculating hashing. So it don't know. So where to store the element? So that's why they randomly store information in linked lists. So internally it maintains buckets. At which position it need to store, it don't know. That is
yes.
what in our objects we should override hash code too. And coming to equals. So why we are calculating hash code is that is used to find the index to stored in particular bucket. So generally how buckets will be there? Let's take it maintain like this and like this. Okay, this is represented in memory, and so I have 0th position, 0, 1, 2 like this. It's like nth position. Okay, so how this is identified, for which location I need to identify? Identifying location is based on hashing. First, they need to find the hash code. Hash code, and so with the help of this hash code, we need to identify the index. There were hundreds of elements, but we are taking the size only particular 16. Okay, we are taking only till size in 16. But do we need to create 100 locations or thousands of locations in memory? No need, right? In one location, we can store the more than one element.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what. Just they are taking 16 elements and 16 indexes, but storing 1000 elements also, they are using only 16 locations. So how this
Yes, sir.
is, yes, how this is maintained means I will tell. So internally they uses some nodes. So same thing. First time I stored one element here at 16th location. Second time I am trying to store. How we can store means just we are giving the address of new node to existing node, means simply we are increasing the size of this particular location with the help of node.
Yes,
So
sir.
I will
Sir,
explain about this concept whenever
yes,
how
sir.
concept comes, how hash map works internally. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So, when do we use the collections? I mean, during the web applications of using Java,
At
or
any time we can store. So that is requirement whenever we want deal with the objects of different types or same types also. If you want to operate with a group of objects, and
Hmm?
if memory purpose, whenever
Yes, sir.
we uses those concept means it should be concerned about memory also. If we are dealing with arrays, they are fixed in the size.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay.
if we are dealing with fixed in size, memory wise is good in arrays, but if we are dealing with performance wise, and if you want operate based on the different data wise, so which is best? Collections are the best. You
Best.
can go through difference between arrays, normal concepts with the collections. Okay, you will
Okay.
get to know. In first instance you won't get it, so I already explained when we go for arrays and when we go for the collections too.
Collections. Yes,
Okay,
sir. Okay. Got it. Yes.
okay, fine. So now see, so what I have to do is I have to override hash code and equals method. So you got it. So I want to
Yes,
show
sir.
the equals method in string class. If you are dealing with customized objects in sets, you have to definitely override the hash code along with equals. And one more assignment for you is first try with only hash code, no equals, and next time only with equals. Try to store the same objects and see the output. Definitely
Mm,
we need to override two things. That is why we need to do is I can explain, but we don't have time now, right?
yes, sir.
Uh, yeah. Now see, you got it. We can
Yes, sir. I
see
got
the
it.
duplicate elements, but in our customized class definitely should override the hash code and equals. So here simply I want to use the string buffer.
Yes, sir.
So what is the output for this? Tell me. In
Uh,
string buffer, I am storing Raju.
mm-hmm.
So what is the output for this? Shall we get the duplicate elements?
No, sir. I don't think.
Yes. Before thinking that Raju is came. Before thinking that we need to go to this class and we need to check. So what we need to look? What is the hash code? So are they overridden hash code? Can I find the hash code here?
No.
Control F, hash code, hash code. No, right?
Yes, sir.
So can we look for the method equals? No, right?
Yes, no.
So that is what we are getting the duplicate elements. If we are trying to store the elements in set collections, those need to be customized objects need to be implement hash code or equal. Hash code and equals, not or, both of them need to be do. Okay. For this, what can do is I need to write one separate custom string buffer class. In that string buffer class I can custom string buffer class, I can extend string buffer
Mm,
like this, extend string buffer. Oh god, it's too
yes.
okay. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so whatever methods available you can override them. And one thing is oh, this is should be string buffer only. Okay,
Sir, why is there a line in the import statement?
import. You don't know why we are using import?
Sir, I was saying there was a like line on the import statement.
Yes,
That line, the cross line.
yes, I can understand, but why we are using that import? You have to tell me.
Yes, sir. I know import. I mean to import the libraries and all.
Yes, same thing. Okay, you why it is strike mark, right? You are looking for
Yes.
that?
Yes, sir.
If that is a legacy thing, legacy means old collections.
Okay.
So legacy things when they are trying to remove that one. They are trying to remove. This is a final class. We cannot override. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So whenever we are dealing with objects, so what is the concept? You have to. So I will tell how we can be dealing in string buffer mode also. String buffer class. For our class, what we can do. For string buffer, what we can do, I will tell. Okay. In tomorrow class, I will explain about those things. Just
Yeah,
I want
sure.
to wrap up
Yes,
today.
sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
I think it's very lengthy session and
Yes, sir.
go through the implementation class. Okay.
Yes, sir. And sir, one more thing.
Yeah.
About the Spring assignment. Like, would you be sending the answers to us?
Mm, I'm going to evaluate.
Okay,
I'm
you
not
will
going to
evaluate.
send.
Okay, so
Yes.
sir, I'm gonna send you the answers by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Hello. I'm not going to send answers.
Okay,
Okay.
you evaluate it. Okay, sir.
You got it right. You
Yes,
have
I got it.
to share the screenshots.
Okay, okay, sir.
Hmm? Hmm.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes.
any doubts?
No, sir.
So
Thank you.
go. At what situation we can go for the collection? At what situation we can go for the arrays
As
and
I
normal variables? Just you can go to the documenter in tutorial. Not a problem. I think I
okay,
hope you understand whatever I explained, but you raise same question again. So I will explain about that also.
okay, and
So
sir,
whenever
how many?
real
Yeah.
whenever real situation comes into picture,